Hello again, this is the Watering Man. Now I have 3 more recordings already done for the rest of that verse, okay? God just gave me something else. I was trying to lay down and take a little nap, couldn't do it. God opened it up for me. So this is I'm going to title this, The Watering Man. Right hand spin, that's green way. Or the left hand spin, that's the red way. Okay? Which way are we tidally locked or focusing our attention on? Which way are we tidally locked to? Facing God, same side, always focused to God, continually praying towards God, loving God with all of our heart, all of our mind, everything we got. Huh? Loving our neighbor, that seed of Christ in them, with everything we got, then we're going to have a right hand spin going up. Going upwards to God's superior way of thinking. Or, in the same manner, are we going to face down, and that same thing is going to have a left hand spin. Going downwards, your red way. Down into your own. Me, myself, and I are thinking. That's the broad way that leads to destruction. The other way is the green way that leads to life. They both spin. Okay, let me try not to get ahead of myself. It's shown to me like in a picture. Okay? So spinning upwards, like in that convection, right? In the storms of our lives. We come to the storm of our life. Okay, and this is meant for good, our good. All things work together for good to them that love God. Okay, so it's orange. I'm calling it orange, that ball in the middle. That storm of our lives. It's meant for us, not to us, to beat us down, to make us go downward, spin downward. That's disagreeing with God. No, it's be reasonable, sit my way, my child, and God will lift you up as you qualify with God. Taking that cold air and bringing it up to a higher air. That's convection, and it starts spinning. We'll call it right hand, like a right hand spin. Spinning to the right-mindedness of God, the righteousness of God. Right on up. The other way is the left hand. You're disagreeing with God. Oh, going down the toilet bowl. Swirling down the big old swirler. You're feeding into the poop thinking. Your old me, myself, and I. The 666 thinking. Humanistic thinking, humanistic thinking, humanistic thinking. All over your mind, your hands, it's everywhere. It's nasty. Okay? These storms are meant for you. It's an opportunity to come out of that stuff that you couldn't come out of before. Through these pressures, the thalipsis, and that fiery trials is giving you an opportunity. God's making it available for a surgical procedure, a spiritual surgical procedure done by God, between you and God, each individual and God. Do you want me to chop this stuff out? It's ready. Right in the eye of that storm. The still. That precise correct timing. Right now. Not let it cool down. Right now. Okay, yes, Daddy. Amen. Yes, sir. Full bore. Hard at it. As hard as you can go. Green light him. Emphatically in hot pursuit. He starts taking you up. Stay in that land of Goshen. Focus. He'll take care of that other stuff. If I be lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. That's how it's working now. I know before Jesus lifted up on the cross, this is showing us how it's happening now. Okay? Now, these storms of life, we got to make a decision. You disagree, or you do anything but go hot pursuit of God, emphatically, come back to God, agree totally with Him, become a widow to that old way of thinking, you're going to go down. Left hand threads. Left hand spin. Okay? See, I drew it out a little bit here. I color coded it. You can see a little bit right there. Storm, I didn't color that. That's orange, should be. Love of God. These storms are love. We spin up, we spin down. And it's the same spin, same thing. It's just which way are we facing. If you're facing up, that spin's going up. If you turn and you're facing down, it's that same spin that was going around like this. It's now spinning you down. The way you think is spinning you down. Whether you think it's a good way or bad way, you're doing it me, myself, and I way. Spinning you down to destruction. It's the broad way. You're on the broad way to crap. Ba-bow. Right? Instead of just be reasonable, say my way, about face, metanoia, repent, change the way you think, boop, and spin up. Hold my beer. God loves me before. Beyond the description of mere words. Okay, I'm ready. Do right on up those steps. And spinning you up. Okay? You're staying tightly locked or focused to God. They're 180 degrees in different directions. Green way up, red way down. 180 degrees. Which way you going? You can't go both. That's a double-minded man. That's really, you're going down. See right here? I put, I guess just to give me a note here, the 180 degrees in the middle, it's down's red, up's green. Oh no! You gotta make up your mind. You can't ride the fence, you can't stay there. Let that thing cool down, you're down, you're getting calloused. Oh no, can't take the truth then. It's not ready. God's got to prepare it. God gives the increase to go up. You can't do it yourself. In my leisure time, I'll do it. No. What's that? Purgicide, I think. It's in Deuteronomy 7:1. It's a purgicide or parasite. I won't call it a parasite. It's inside your mind, you know. It's eating you up. But that's that independent attitude. Independent of God's righteousness. You're trying to do it in your own, me, myself, and I. And it's not by your might, your power. It's not by your works, lest any man boast in himself. That's the shitter way. Bow! Down your own senior and taste such a spell with your big ego in the crowd. You're edging God out. You're going the red way. 180 degree. Turn about face and go God's way. Let that stuff die a little bit. Chop it out, skim it out, way out. Because it's ready. Let God do the work. The battle is the Lord's, not yours. You can't, like little David, put on all that armor and go out there and fight that Goliath. You're going to get killed. You're going to go down the shitter. I can't move and all this burdensome stuff. Here, take the Lord's way. Throw that off and boom. Right? Let's kill that giant. Now, if you notice something, I'm going to bring out something here just shortly. Let me make sure I'm covering this what I was wanting to, okay? All right. Now, which way you focusing? Like on this Jacob nature? And that's going down. Heel grabber, trickster. Trying to be a used car salesman that's tricking you and stuff. Not trying to give you a good deal. Truly sell you something. Or, treat you right. They're saying they're treating you right. They're setting you up. Or getting more money than they should for something. Or they're doing it for themselves. That's your old carnal thinking inside. Is what we're talking about. That's going down the red way, okay? Jacob nature, tripping you up. It's a Satanas or Diabolos, accusing you, or trying to be your buddy, your friend. It's your adversary. It's good and evil stuff. It's not some monsters outside you. It's in your mind. It's your mind. Your old carnal thinking. There's two in your field, in your mind. One will be taking, one left. One taking that carnal stuff. If you agree with God, He's going to chop it out, skim it out, way out. Come on, man. You overcome in the clouds, coming up higher in your thinking, huh? Come on, put on the right mindedness of God, the righteousness of God, the wedding garments of God. Let Him put them on. You can't put on your own stuff. If you do, you're just trying to wipe poop all over you and trying to get dressed all up for that wedding. I'll poop. He ain't gonna make it. He gonna kick your butt out. That stuff ain't gonna make it, right? Oh, huh? Would you let someone come to a big old fancy wedding of yours? Man, poop, not all over them, in them, eating it, maggots. You're gonna have to go get ready, bud. I'm not trying to be a stuck-up person, but man, you can't come in here with that. You're tracking that crap everywhere, getting all over everybody. Man, you stink. Nobody even want to touch you. You're seen here, taste, touch, and smell is all messed up. That's what I was trying to tell you. You're all screwed up. Get your mind right. Okay. God's sending that love ball, that storm. We're going to call it love ball. An opportunity to go spin up. Because it's all just like it's going like this all the way through. And right there in the middle's a storm, a ball of love. Now, which way you're facing determines which way is that thing, which way you go up them steps. Like a big spiraling staircase, going all the way from the deep, darkest dungeon, all the way up to the light, to God's love. From being totally in your own, loving your own me, myself, and I stuff, and hating God. God's a big bad villain, and He's just bad, but He's going to torment you. He's going to take all 9 out of 10 of everybody you know, and just torment them worse than any serial killer could ever even. They can't even touch that. It's laughable to think that they could kill them. They think you're the worst thing in the world. It ain't nothing compared to what they're telling you God's gonna do. That's the worst, lowest depths of this bullshit thinking. That's the red way, man. God ain't gonna do that. Not gonna do that. That's going down. That's the now this thing, all the way here, and it's spiraling all the way up to God, 100% Homer level, all the way up there to the wedding supper land. Now in the middle, wherever you're at on this thing, coming from the low steps all the way up, from this lower Adamic way of thinking, all the way up, it's like a big spiraling staircase. Which way are you in these storms? Like there's a storm coming up. You say you're a tenth of the way up that big staircase. Now, if you're looking up, that staircase is turning to the right. And each step, there's a storm to help you get up that step. But you got to see it God's way. Green light Him totally. Emphatically in hot pursuit to get up it. Drink that new wine. Be intoxicated, enraptured by God's love. Oh, God, yes, 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 yes. Calmly and delight. Whatever. Man, just everything you got in hot pursuit. He'll bring you up to the next step, and you'll increase in your ability to love. This new wine, this disclosure of the truth before known, this revelation, apocalypsis, the way I pronounce it. That's the Koine Greek word for revelation. They pronounce it a little differently than that. I've had them do it on here, but apocalypsis, I think, is what it is. But this apocalypsis is good enough, close enough. Okay? The revelation of Jesus Christ within. It's the first 5 books, or first 5 words in the book of Revelation. That's the key that unlocks that whole thing. It's not crazy, messed up, scary, ooh, end time crap. No, it's end time this crap thinking. If you're on Now, on this spiraling staircase, so all the way down here is the lower red Adamic way. And you're in this autos, A-U-T-O-S, and that's coming, the etymology is this air, 109. It's a confusing, baffling wind giving you an opportunity to come out of this lower red Adamic way, this lower way of thinking, your own righteousness, which is spiraling you down. Left-hand threads, left-hand staircase. It's one staircase going all the way up, and there's a storm there. Right in the eye of that storm, you got to choose. Which way you going? If you're facing tightly locked, you're loving, you're me, myself, and I, your own ego more. You're going down your red way. The arrow's going down, and you're going down like a toilet. You're going down, falling down these stairs. You're going down. It's like turning left. That spiraling staircase. One staircase for each thought process. God's spaghettification. He's stringing it out, all those thought processes back into a black hole or down into your deepest, darkest, what do they call that for hell? It's only used one time, but it's not a hill like the eternal crap. No. It's the lowest depths of your own carnality, of your own me, myself, and all. That'd be like all the way down at this lowest red Adamic way. Man, you're just calloused to all get out. You can't take no truth. You try to put new truth in there, you're gonna burst the bubble. All you're gonna have is those seeds that God put in there to ensure that you're not. He loses none. Right? God loses none. Now, in this spiraling staircase going up, for each thought process, we're doing one spiraling staircase. That ball, it's like a storm, the eye of the storm coming up. Say it's up here at 10% up. Just say we're up at 10% of the way to being full, all the way back into God. 100% ready to marry God. To come into union and being EN, resting in God. Okay? Now, if you're 10% up there, now, if you face down, you go the red way, it's left-hand threads. Left-hand staircase. You're turning to the left. Now, if you turn, do an about face, change the way you think. Metanoio. Change. Going from out of to ek, or from ek, then to towards and into ice. And you're going the pro way, the pros way. You're turning, and you're doing that, you're changing your metanoio. I'm calling it noio. That's your knower. Which way you're coming intimately knowing God. You're doing about face, 180-degree about face, and pointing up, those are right hand. It's the same staircase. You look down, left, up, right. Now, okay? So you're going green upwards to God's superior way of thinking, or you're going down to your own poop way of thinking, your own righteousness. God's righteousness, your righteousness. And it's a spiraling staircase. And whatever spot you're at, God places you in the body where He sees fit. Wherever you're in there. Wherever that little land of Goshen. And He's putting pressures, thalipsis, tribulation, calamities, all these things, And it could be in a form of what you would term a good thing, but there's decisions to make in that. And there's also fiery trials, that PYR. They pronounce that poor. That's where they get the word pyromaniac from. Like a fire, pyre. God uses this for correction. Now, as you face down, you're going left, down the stairs, falling. Oh, that didn't hurt me. You dumbass. You're a donkey. Look at that. You're falling on all kinds of stakes. That word is tartarao. It's only used one time in the New Testament. I think it's in 1 Peter. That means the lowest depths of that. So it's the lowest depths of that staircase. Your own red Adamic way of thinking, not some endless torment junk. That's bullcrap. That ain't right. It's not right. It's stupid. Interpret it with God, the green way. Turn from thinking like that and go God's way. Go the right hand spin. Because there's spins in this. Spin down, spin up. Like that convection of that dust devil. Bring you up. It's turning right. You're going down, you're going left. Okay? Now, looking at this. Yeah, which way are you tidally locked? To going up? Like the top moon's tidally locked to the earth? Same side's always facing it. Like the seeing wideness of a dove, and your other eye's just living life, doing what you got to do. That one side's always focused on God. You're praying continually without ceasing. You're focusing. Focus, a child of God. Right? You not have to be on your knees or mumbling under your breath and stuff all the time. No, it's an attitude of your heart, of your mind. Submission to God. You're in reverence of God. Daddy God, you are the greatest. You are always right. Increase your love, increase your light, increase my ability to greenlight you, to love you more. And you get increased by going up these steps, going upwards, not downwards. It's just a staircase, spiraling staircase. It goes up and down. Which way you looking? Down or up? Okay? Storms of life are placed in there by God to help you get up or down. Where is that ball, that thought process, that has all those pixels in it, and he blows that thing up from like the Earth to Alpha Centauri and shows you plumb down to one grain of sand. Okay? And actually for the Planck size, I think you go all the way down to a proton in the nucleus of that one grain of sand, that one like atom, way down, like another deepest. Deep in your mind, deeper, one thought process, deepest down there, and then on down to the deepest thing possible. God knows you way better than you know yourself. God's chopping this stuff out and transforming it. Offering an opportunity. Change the way you think, come this way, and keep going this way. God's rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. He'll bring you on up. If I be lifted up, if I'm focused on, I'll draw all your humanity to me, and I'll change it from a 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. Each step you're going to. And it's accumulating. It's copulating. Come back into Him. Boom! It's like you're in a big star of fusion. He's your protection. Oh, Daddy. Your ability to reverence Him, to be in awe, to submit to God, to be all prostrated, worshiping at the feet like Jesus. Yahweh is salvation. Right? It's growing. You're like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in those 3 ages, and God is right there with you. He's protecting you. So that you're not dying like these other cats trying to accuse you and stuff outside. Trying to catch a peek of you in your buffalo briefs. Hang on now. Hello? Okay, I'm doing a recording. I love you. Okay, bye-bye. My darling. Okay, now, these things here, the spiraling staircase, you're either going down or up, and there's like storms in your life as God's proceeding to like spaghettify your thought processes, bring it back through like into a black hole where there's a man down to that thing where it's just like a primordial atom. The density of that, like His glory of God's name, of His nature, character, and authority. Oh my goodness, is the greatest, just beyond belief. And all those, like in the primordial atom, all those, like in the natural, you got the 4 forces, gravity, the weak and strong nuclear force, and the electromagnetic force, they're all coming back to oneness. It's getting so hot, so much pressure. But God's your protection. And oh my goodness, it is just, nothing outside can even see it. That thing, others are saying, man, that's a monster, a black hole there. I ain't getting within 10 foot of that. Or, more than 10 foot. You know what I mean? Man, that thing going in there is doom and gloom. It's hell. No, this is the fullness of life in God. He's bringing you up there, marrying you. Oh, man, this is great. I thought that star stuff was a lot. My goodness, this is unbelievable. And he's bringing those in there. Each one of those is being so radioactive. Flesh is thinking, you be cold. Beat it, you bitch. That's that old dog thinking. Huh? You old Jezebel thinking, be gone with you. And it's affecting your whole mind. And everybody else outside. Everybody, they can't stand to be in your presence. God's bringing that. We're on that spiraling staircase. It's all the way from the thinking way down there in the lowest old no. I'm a seed and I'm doomed and gloomed to just be a seed. All this other crap's just going back to nothing. This seed of Christ is going to make it, but man, it's so tiny. Oh my goodness. 1 to the negative 35. Thought process down in there like a proton in the center of that atom, and God's spoiling the one thought process out to the size of a Earth Alpha Centauri. Oh my goodness! It's the least of the least of the least. Right? And it spirals all the way up to the highest, the most dense. And all along through there, those balls, like I'm calling them an orange ball. The storms of our lives. Not to you, but they're for you, giving you an opportunity. Come on up, be reasonable. See my way, my child. Let me spray you a little bit with this water hose. Big old fire hose. Well, let me wash you whiter than snow. Right? Wash you. God washes you whiter than snow. You have made me holy in the Father's eyes. Right? Okay. Now, face up or face down. Now, look at this. In the natural, you're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum, like the radio waves. Really long, real high, real low, real high. And a wavelength, one wavelength coming from the start, from by the end of the pipeline of God, where God's will is, His purpose, His desire is for you to go upward, is here, and go all the way up and down and back up. One wavelength is measured like the length of football fields. Maybe even greater now, I think. Maybe even like the size of the earth or something. They get really, really long, okay? From down to that tartar stuff. Right? Oh, man. And it's missing God's will. Now, if you turn, and it's going there, and it's getting closer, 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 all the way out through there. Goes way, way out through there, and it's getting like X-ray, going through ultraviolet, and all this stuff. Coming all the way out through the X-ray and the gamma ray, and then goes on beyond that to God. Cosmic rays, right? The ultra-high cosmic rays. Man, there ain't no flesh can stand that. No flesh to think in there. It's real, real high on the others. Right? Now, you turn that electromagnetic spectrum, I told you before, turn it on the end. It's a spiraling staircase that we were saying. Turn that thing up this way. It's coming from the lowest the lowest depths of your own carnality, all the way up to God's back in E-N and S-Y in God. All the way into the primordial atom, so to speak, spiritually thinking. In your mind, each one of those thought processes. God is putting these storms to help you get up there. So you don't go down, you don't sit up, bop, bop. I'm falling down the stairs. Ooh, ah, yeah. Didn't hurt. I'm a dummy, but huh? Right? The Broadway is falling down that stairs. Many are that'll go that way. They want to go their own, me, myself, and I. They want a tangible proof. Huh? An evil and adulterous generation or age seeks for a sign, tangible proof, but none will be given except the sign of Jonah the prophet. Do it God's way. Turn from that way, repent, change, go my way. What did Jonah do? Well, they'll go to Joppa. He tried to cite that, got swallowed by that big fish. The beast nature, his building beast nature. Whoa, Be reasonable, sit God's way. Now, the Lord God omnipotent reigneth in your mind. The Lord God omnipotent reigneth. Let us rejoice. Hit like and subscribe. And be glad and give all honor to Him. The Lord God omnipotent reigneth. The Lord God Almighty, the Lord God omnipotent reigneth.